Okay.
ya ma bụ ụzọ bata pụọkwa ọ dị ka o nwere ndị ọ na-akpọ
onye ọbụla ka anyị yọọ ndị nchi anyị ndị nwe anyị ka ha si emere anyị ka ha wee gee ntị biko ekerekwa m na asị m ndị nwe anyị ndị nwe igbo ọgụwa si na anyị ga-anọ ebe anyị na onwere onye si na ya chọrọ ịbụ igbo ọgụ pụtara anyị bụrụ igbo iwee fụọ anyị n'anya wee nyere anyị aka eri oge a chọrọ ka ekochapụ igbo n'elu ụwa a. Mmadụ enwewere ike ime ya amakwa m nọọ ka ị ga-esikwa na-emere anya na mmadụ ama kpochapụrụ igbo ihe anyị na-eme ihe anyị na-ayọ gị bụ inyekwa anyị udo elu inye ndị nna nna anyị ha ji megide ihe wee merụọ ya ka ha si wee merụ ikwekwana ka ndị aba nlafu wee bịa ebe anyị nọ kama mee ka ihe niile bụ nzukọ na nzube anyị ga-enwe n'uchichi a ka ọ bụkwa ihe ga na-enyere anyị aka wee lụọ n'ebe anyị chọrọ ịlụ nye na anyị udo bụ unu mgbagbo ọgụ a na-achọ ịda n'obodo a e nwekwara ndị na-asị m tata na ha amaghị ihe na-emenụ n'obodo anyị nọ ha nyere ka ofu onye ka onye igbo chịa na onye igbo ga-achị mana igbo ga-ewetacha ihe ha niile ebe o lụrụ ihe a nagoro anyị ga-ewetacha ya anyị na-ayị nnukwu nyere anyị aka nye anyị akọla ihe dị igbo bụ akọla uche dịka ekerekwa m ụlọ nke onye chi ya zere
Ise.
ise ndewo
Ise.
nna nyere ogo ọzọ nna nyere ogo
Ọzọ
ọzọ nna nyere ogo
Ọfọ soro ibia rẹ̀.
oke okwu anyị ji n'aka na-atụfughị oge ọbụla okwu anyị ji n'aka nnyaa bụ update on hotel and ife ọfụ fụrụ tata anyị ga-etinye anya bụ amara m ebe Emeka emekesịrị ya kama fụrụ ya afọ m na fa tinye na CRN forum ka a nominate delegate ga-abanye na committees and an important one bụ committee on regional boundaries. And when Fanasi na those delegates who are on those committee get see from Ndiani Pota to represent us. So because Anamasika make Kawalani like a committee on regional boundaries and Ifani Fugasi. I'm a lebe Onyega Banyana each of the committees. And Vamalukwa stand down na those committees. Mana unu ghọta one thing o nwere one strategy nchọrọ ịtọgbọrọ unu na anị kịta a na-achọ nka prọfesọ Ọbasigwe gee ntị ọfụma ka o nwere ike gaidi anyị ịma na prọfesọ Ọbasigwe anyị ncha kwekọtara ebe a na the issue of restitution na a ga-atụkpu ya alụ ọfụma ka ada anapụ n'Igbo ifefa n'ala anyị. So anyị wee na-asị ofu ife na-atụ ndị Ikwere egwu bụ na fa na-atụ egwu na ọ bụrụ na babụlụ Igbo region na anyị ga-analụkwa fa property fa n'ala anyị. Anyị wee sị ka anyị welu uche mbe wee adres ya bụ foundational fear uche m na-atụpụta nna asị ka onye ọbụla gee ntị ọfụma especially Chukwu Okolo ga-eje mele anyị argument ya na Emeka emekesịrị ya ka m ji wee jụọ na Emeka emekesịrị ọnụ ebe a. Hello Emeka mba
Emeka abatago before pụọ.
okay alụ nna atụ bụ na number one anyị ga-eji diplomatic sensitivity diplomatic wisdom wee address ya the Ikwere fear and sensitivity. Ndị Ikwere achọrọ ekwupụta na ife na-atụfu egwu bụ the issue of abandoned property. Fa chọrọ ikwu ya mana ọ dị ka n'obi wee sị we will allay their fears and etu anyị ga-esi wee allay their fears bụ anyị ga-atọgbọ naanị na when the Igbo talk of restitution and abandoned property, we do not address it to the Ikwere. Restitution and abandoned property is to the Nigerian state, because it is the Nigerian state that confiscated our property. And then we have evidence, at least one thorough example. The Nigerian state and the Nigerian military only confiscated our property. The Ikwere, who were also fighting for their existential survival at the time of the war, did not ask Nigeria to give them our property. Nigeria, in wanting to deal and silence Emeka Ojukwu, took our property and gifted the Ikwere in order to balkanize us and create division between us and the Ikwere. The Ikwere did not ask to be given the property. So the Ikwere took what they were gifted. But the Ikweres were used as a scapegoat because a lot of Nigerian military officials allocated Igbo properties to themselves. A very core example is Major David Mark, former Senate president, who was the secretary of the abandoned property panel at that time. A prime property he abrogated to himself is the property belonging to Mary Nzimiro, the wife of the first mayor of Port Harcourt, who arrived Port Harcourt in 1929 and had prime property in Iguacha. He abrogated the properties to himself, and he is not from Ikwere. He is not from Ikwere, but he abrogated the property of the Nzimiros to himself. When the granddaughter of Mary Nzimiro, Barrister Irene Nzimiro Muguta,
Tell her to remove the card and put it aside.
finished law and went to confront him, he had her arraigned with EFCC. He so harassed her. I advised Irene Nzimiro to go get a visa and go to France and present her case to Total, because Major David Mark was negotiating that property with Total and was negotiating billions of dollars. She was accosted. I don't know how David Mark got wind of it. And I don't know whether till today Irene Nzimiro is still alive. The point I'm making is that the Nigerian military is the one who should restitute and not the Ikwere. And in asking the Nigerian military to restitute, as they were the agents of government, it is Nigeria and the federal government that should restitute. But if we don't define restitution, we make enemies of the Ikwere, and they create this divide and rule scenario, which benefits the federal government. So I intend to call out Irene Nzimiro if she's still alive, and I intend to call out Major David Mark. Yabia Chuom, you see, because these are facts. He was the secretary of the abandoned property, and the Hausa military at that time shared a lot of the properties to themselves, which they later resold. But the one that Total, Ebe Total on Port Harcourt today, their headquarters, the property of Mayor Mary Nzimiro, the wife of Mayor, the first mayor of Port Harcourt, was David Mark took it. Abiasiani Ikwere. Keep using Ikwere and Igbo as a scapegoat. So we want the Ikwere to know that when we talk restitution by the Nigerian military. If you take my property, if David took my property and gave to Solomon, you don't go and ask Solomon for the property because he was a little boy and he was powerless when David gave him the property. You go to David who took the property. So we must make it clear for the Ikwere to know that we do not seek vengeance and restitution from the Ikwere. We seek it from the Nigerian military because we have an example of this David Mark and what he did to Irene Nzimiro. I am ready to call him out. And if Irene Nzimiro is still alive today, I am sure she can present her documents, because the argument he was using in court before David Mark tried to silence her was that if you say that abandoned property was gifted to the river, are you from Rivers? Are you from Rivers? So why did you take the property when you do not qualify to get the property? So she made a strong case that caused David Mark to try to silence her. So audience come to Boluno, so that we should be very strategic in our presentation to allay the fears of the Ikwere. No Igbo man is coming after them, but the Nigeria must pay for its sins. Then number two, onye ọbụla ga-anọkwa na the communicate committee, na the regional boundaries committee should be very adept at these arguments. And onye ahụ marakwa na the position of the Igbo in this conference is that the region restructuring is ethno-linguistic restructuring in line with the European model. We are not going to create new political structures like regions. We are creating ethno-linguistic restructuring in line with the European model, the tried and tested European model. So these are two foundational issues. There's a lot of corruption in that abandoned property issue, and that is what we must attack in order to minimize and reduce the division between the Igbo and Ikwere, which is based on Ikwere fears. Property. It is not Ikwere that we restitute. It is the Nigerian military and the Nigerian state that will restitute the Igbo. We need to make that very clear. Daluno. Amarom no will anything on hotels. Any update on the hotels?
Information first, Your Excellency. We had already enjoyed Dr. Achi speech I made in Abuja. Speech I made during Amechi's birthday in Port Harcourt. Speech I made during Amechi's speech at a lecture at Namdazikwe University Oka. The Igbo have already exonerated Ikwere and all the Rivers Igbo from the abandoned property. Here they made this conference to re-emphasize it to the world that we are not holding Igbo communities accountable. The fact is that they were even sidelined. There is a document I have to show that they were sidelines. A book on Obi Wale Memorial Lecture. The book is with me. Ndị Ikwere na-ebe akwa that na-ewepụtara into the abandoned property. So the Rivers Igbo are exonerated. Kama mistake the Interland Igbo were making. Na Rivers State niile were completed. Now, man, no problem. On the job, led by greatest speed, most for the kilo. These are regionalized Igbos. These are regionalized Igbo people. My other judge, she's all those properties for other Nigerians. I can't live without the whole Rivers Igbo. Were also victimized. The king of Bonny died in Aba. They expelled him, wanted to kill him, he ran away. Igbo. Since the other king, you not succeed there. You put the corner no Igbo. The poor people ran away. So many hypocrites, almost killed. Yeah, but Igbo. You can marry him to Ramapa when you see Ogadia in all our streets. Neighbor. Okay, this is also an opportunity for mending fences. We are not holding them, the Rivers Igbo, responsible or accountable. The Yemen River State. So, Kuramaka, Kaiwa opportunity and Wekupoya, Kowanile Wemata. Our media team, Basayano Wanile.
We must call out Mr. David Mark. He was the secretary of the Abandoned Property Committee. We must use him as an example. He's a highly placed Nigerian politician. We must put him on the defensive. He should return the properties of Mary in Zimiro. I got
I'm about to Zimiro. Famous in Zimiro, Professor Iten Zimiro was my teacher. He employed me. I'm about it. I am a David Mark Alpha. In the plebiscite for majors. I chọrọ ka ndị Igbo ma ndị ala soro anyị. At least Idoma na-egede.
It's not a dollar.
It's what?
Otubo.
That's Idoma. We will just make a generalized statement. Generalize.
It's very, very unpopular. If we don't spoil ya, Undi Nigeria man what is finding, we must use him as a scapegoat.
If I will put as some advice, the abandoned property in Rivers State was primarily done to give Ndejo, who had no houses in Port Harcourt house. The people who shared and got this were Ndejo, because the game was tell Izo to join the war against Ndibo, and then Port Harcourt to be given to them. That's what it was. And they did. But when they came in, they said they don't have houses, and that was how they were asked to take Igbo houses. Ikweres had lands and houses in Port Harcourt, so Ikwere did not participate. It was Izo who took our houses until when our leaders worked with Abacha. Abacha then created Bayelsa, and that was how that historical correction was played. The Zona went to Bayelsa. As I speak to you today, there is nobody in River State that can read the Nzo Bible, nor that can read the Nembe Bible. It doesn't exist. What you have in River State are mostly Igbo. A lot of the Calabaris are Igbo. They were now forced to change to the names of English boat captains after the Willings Commission. And this started after the discovery of hydrocarbon occurrences in places where the British believe, due to their 400 years of cantankerous relationship with Igbo, that Igbos would be difficult to deal with. And that was when they set about the program of the Igbonization of the hydrocarbon bearing the Taik areas of eastern Nigeria. The Ikwere were not part of the abandoned property. It was the Nigerian military and Ndijo. So Ndijo, as Abacha created Bayelsa, were now removed to Bayelsa. And that is why they are very angry at the loss of Port Harcourt. So Ikwere didn't partake in the property. The Ikwere suffered because as Izo came in, Ikweres were still being discriminated against. And due to that discrimination against the Ikwere, which is simply because Ikwere were Igbos, and that's why you saw some of the Ikwere people started that issue of heritage denial. But some of them refused, as Obiwale refused. And we went to election, and Obiwale won the election in a landslide. Those who were involved in heritage denial still they lost out. Obiwale won, Chief Ella won, Chief Wonode won, and all who were with us won the election. The problem I want in River State to win is a lot of these people who are honestly riverine dwelling people on the Gulf of Guinea, stretching from Angola through Cameroon to Nigeria, going on as far as Senegal, Gambia, and Sierra Leone. This is how the Indians are. Here, we Igbos being fishmongers will always come down to buy from them. It was never there. I could send to you the original map that was presented by Adakaburu when he was asking for his own secession. It never contained what Port Harcourt. Never. And that's why I also thank Wike. Wike did a demolition. If you check now, there's a problem in Warri. When you allow the zone to build on the banks of the beaches, they will use that marshes, all those thatch houses on to start claiming land. We can clear all those beach sides in places like Ilabuchi, Nanka waterside, Emenike waterside, and places like Abak waterside, Afibo waterside, going as far as Onyobru Wharf to clear out all that. So Wike did that. The Wike didn't clear Nembe Waterside and other places in town. And if you look at that thing Wike did, the Zo cannot now stay on the waterside and be claiming that they are part and parcel of Port Harcourt. We have come back to do Port Harcourt and take it back. But you also do not have Igbos investing in Port Harcourt. That's why Port Harcourt now looks like another Detroit, a rotten city. Nobody touches it. What you see are buildings that were placed there from the 50s and 60s. Nothing new has come up. So it looks like, apart from the new roads built by Wike and other people since. And well, I also want to remind you, if you go to Calabari land, families like Tam David West, these used to be Oswago. A lot of them have changed their name because of the urgence by the Nigerian state going from the Willings Commission for them to de-Igbonize. But thank God we've gotten Mbata to become President General of Ohanese. And a lot of people want to work with us. And so we don't have problem with Ndi Ikwere. Ikwere are our problems. Don't mind about the heritage denial acrobatics of Wike. It's not proper. Wike is from Obiakpo. The senator from Obiakpo is Senator Mbata. It was Mbata who suggested Wike to Amechi that he should be made local government chairman. When Odili refused, Mbata flew from Abuja. He was senator that time and took Wike by the hands and said, Your Excellency Odili, this is who I want. Of course, Odili, you know himself. Odili is from Obaro. Obaro, inside that the Niger Basin, which is the Oshimiri, the Oshimiri Obaro. Oshimiri Obaro is the Igbo name for the River Niger. And Odili is from Obaro. As I said earlier in my interview, it's Obaro, it's an Indian local government. Indian, that's where he's from. So all these arrangements to make us deny who we are, that has not worked. So there's nothing wrong in calling her David Mark. If you call her David Mark, it will show that it was the Nigerian military, because the abandoned property was never done in Kano. It wasn't done in Lagos. It wasn't done in any other place where the Igbos left and came back. Their properties were given back to them. But because the Inzo were told in 66, 67, if they fought the war on the federal side, they will give them Port Harcourt. Of course, that was now ended in a historical correction by Sani Abacha's creation of Bayelsa State. And I'll tell you another thing. When the Kalabari and the Okrika were asked to join Bayelsa, they said no, because a lot of them are actually Igbo. A lot of them are Igbos. You know, up to 40 to 60% claim Igbo ancestry. Like me, I became a Rivers man because my great-grandfather Akwatu, who was from Nkwere Umunyem, followed Jaja. Jaja's name is Ozurumba Mbanaso. He's from Umudroha. Umudroha is in Amibo, in one local government. His mother is from Umukrofo in Umuchoke. Umukrofo borders my father's village, which is Umunyem. So when Jaja came back, big in oil trade, he took people from Umuchoke, Umuturuha, and Umukrofo to go and start Opopo. That's how me, myself, become a Rivers person. But of course, after the Civil War and the hostilities, families like mine and that of Ohu Abunwa went back to the Igbo hinterland to discover our ancestral roots. That was how I found out how Ohu Abunwa found out they're from Arochukwu. Ohu Abunwas have been able to come to Abuja as senator, member House of Rep. But as I speak to you, the most of Ohu Abunwa family are still living in Umubiakade, as is the most of my family still living in Europe. That's how this has been. So we have no problem with Ndi Ikwere. Ndi Ikwere are our brothers. They all went to Bayelsa. But you still see people who come and live on the bank. Equal hands and how Rivers people. No, here. Port Harcourt was and it remains an Igbo stronghold. That's why you saw since after the creation of Bayelsa, everybody that had been Rivers State Governor from Peter Odili through to my brother Sim Fobara have all been Igbo speaking people. Sim has his origins from Amigo.
Yes.
And just like Wike, you see, who's also Igbo. Just like Amechi, who's also Igbo. And Celestine Ngozi Omehia, who's also Igbo, just like Odili is Igbo. So here we have to go gently, but we don't need to be afraid. Our only problem in River State, that's why you see Wike trying to tell them that the Zon are super minority. They don't exist. The Zons that are in rivers are people who just hang on along the water banks and then use that to make noise. The Zon don't exist. Nobody, I repeat, nobody calling himself a Zon today in River State can read the Nembe Bible. Nobody can read the Zon Bible. Today, I flew back from Owerri using value jet. I'm in Abuja now. So I am ready. No phenomenon is ever described with a single story. Let us start now. Start telling our story. A lot of families have told me in River State, they will call their people and start telling them the stories of who they are. Nobody's afraid of the Nigerian military anymore. It was out of fear that we were all, forced to start denying who we are. Most of us have not denied, and now everything is peaceful. And I think we just have to be subtle, polite, and realizing the Ikwere are our brothers any day, anytime, any place. Please, they never partook in the abandoned property exercise. They were victimized. They only can now find their voice since the zone have been removed to Bayelsa State. Thank you.
Hi, this man, I love you. If you were here, I would have become your girlfriend.
Let me support this.
I'm now officially his girlfriend. Yes.
Come support his step.
Okay, please, Dr. Vincent, you have the floor.
What is Madi was the first ministry administrator. He ruled for 3 months in order to control the state. May manipulate.
Good.
That's a good point.
I didn't know that. What was his name?
Madi was for 3 months the first ministry administrator and the first state. They removed the time and brought HSP.
Yeah.
Okay? So all those happen as is. Up to my 1, my 2, my 3, just like what? The houses are just like I don't know about them. Like that. So you so it had deep history about what existed as a then. So,
thank you.
Something went wrong here. That person mentally deranged.
Thank you very much.
We didn't even how abandoned properties. No, they're all Yoruba and so supporting what he's very hard. Okay, now we can who have their friends. The mother of who have is from Atlanta one. That's what we can have working together. And now the current president of the port is all through weekend. I talk to you all through weekend. So the history has told us now is very important for that. Okay.
Thank you very much, Dr. Achi. We just need to call out the names. Whoever is going to speak to us, we are going to call out David back. We use him as an example, and we will ask Barrister Irene Nzimiro, granddaughter of Mary Nzimiro, if she's still alive, that she should try to locate the documents of the 1929 documents.
She's in the port. You know, about
what? Irene Nzimiro.
She's there 5 years ago.
Hey!
Yes. No, they had.
Wike gbuola ya o.
Tired.
Oh, David Mark Buria. He so hounded her. We are going to hold him out. And I will no wonder I lost touch with her because she's my very good friend. She showed me documents dating back to 1929 with her grandmother in that land that she had, and a lot of pictures of her grandmother and the original Ikwere people. We are going to call him out in that conference. Or what politician? We will call him out. We should bring that property on a rent to Total France, that collect people, and tell me the basis of that, and all the other Hausa soldiers that allocated properties to themselves and later sold to oil companies. This is wrong. We are not going to do that anymore. We are not going to do that anymore. That is agreed.
Your Excellency, because you get quick input up in him.
Yes.
I don't know. So there one, Your Excellency.
David Mark,
Your Excellency, ndị Igbo bụ Democrats. Ihe ọbụla unu kwuru ka onye ọbụla ga-eme, otu unu kwuru ka a ga-esi mee ya. Ihe m si ka m chetara unu bụ akwụkwọ Ocheni dere nye anyị. Ọ dị m ka aha ya bụ Ocheni, maka ịhọpụta ndị mmadụ. Ndị ahụ ga-ahọpụta bụ ndị kọmitii. Ọ dị m ka kọmitii ahụ bụ panels. Committee, regional boundaries, and dispute resolution committee. It's about the most important committee.
Yes.
But all this committee, they can Her Excellency can insist no Popo Bunkendi na Boni Bunkendi na Anyama Rap the Banke na part of Benin, Magen Bunkendi. Na Benue State Bunkendi na ndị Igbo amaso Delta region na ndị Igbo anyọma ga-esigbo niile na ndị Igbo Rivers ma Bayelsa ga-esigbo niile. Oh, that committee, this committee, they make the argument. Nike. Oh my, sign here,
Okay, boss. Let us nominate the members, Ozibo, so that they can begin to have internal caucus meeting. I will nominate yourself and Dr. Kaki to be in that committee. Regional boundary. Professor Basigwe and Dr. Kaki.
That is a wonderful nomination.
I'm coming. Unu were nwayọ. I'm Mkowacha and a video nomination. All that committee can make the argument. Tinyekwa na anyị mere ndị Igbo niile Rivers blame the abandoned property of a person of high standing. Forgive me if I have made a mistake in suggesting names. Maka suggesting na head of that committee Gabo, Professor Dozie Chukwuokolo, assisted by.
And if you don't communicate, Dozie don't communicate.
Onye isi emekata ni ị ga-ahazi ihe niile n'ụlọ ewe n'iwe emekwa ka ịhazie ihe niile a. Ọ bụrụ na ọ bụrụ Dozie Chukwuokolo, ọ bụrụzie enu Kachi, maka ebe m buru suggest Kachi bụ ihe Kachi bụ ihe banyere nkọwa banyere institutions of government. Ma m sị ọ bụrụ na ọ masịrị unu, Kachi anọrọzie enu na regional boundaries dịka o si kọwaa ya. Nke a bụ nke ha chọrọ ka anyị rọpụta ọ dị unu n'aka. Nke abụọ, kọmitii nke abụọ bụ fiscal federalism. Onye ọbụla a ga-etinye ebe a marakwa ihe bụ fiscal federalism. Fiscal federalism is how to generate resources for the regions and for the central government, usually by taxation. Fiscal, or physical, fiscal federalism. federalism or union based on extraction and taxation. Ị ga-ama ihe banyere ya. Onye m megburu suggest ihe a bụ Prọfesọ Agbodike with a team ndị ga-eso ya maka ọ bụrụ ofu onye ga-eme ya. Ugwuoke ọ bụ barista Ugwuoke ọ bụrụ na ọ nọ n'ebe a nwere ike ịma iso ya n'ihe a. Abịakwa Governance and Institutions Committee, otu a ga-esi na-achị ọchịchị ihe niile. Emegburu m suggest Kachi Ọnọnuju, ma unu sizie Kachi Ọnọnuju ya na Dozie Chukwuokolo ga-eme exchange ma ọ ga-emepe ihe unu kwuru ka a ga-eme.
This thing, let us be nominating it, because by the time he got gucha, we forget the beginning. Video.
Okay, Cameron not through the committee structure. Then media committee, then articles of federation and constitutional committee. I suggested a make a sorry. Never. Then plenary go.
We don't need to so that we change it immediately.
Regional boundaries and dispute. Resolution.
We are taking Professor Basigwe and Kachi Ọnọnuju. Next committee.
Okwuchi inezekwe ya. Okwuchi,
are you not here? Are you sleeping? Okwuchi. Yeah. Oh.
Okay. Committee in Koso. Fiscal Federalism Committee.
I am recommending Ike Umegbe and
Onye?
Ike Umegbe.
Ike Umegbe na onye?
Na di Nweze.
Okay. Security Committee.
Eche m na o nwere onye nke anyị nọ na security ebe a. Security committee, I am recommending Chinedu Agbodike, Professor.
Na security committee.
Chinedu Agbodike.
Chinedu Agbodike. Governance and Institutions Committee.
I am recommending Dr. Vincent Achi. I'm just competencies in governance and institutions. Makana some of the no abroad. Oh, yeah, would in right now. Obioma, who is Obioma here?
Okay, can I have a wedding car? And launch here. Media and Communications Committee.
Name media. No Maduka Koji Madu on ever.
Onye?
Hello?
Name Maduka Ojimadu or a media man.
Maduka Guinea.
Ojimadu.
Maduka Ojimadu, onwe competencies in governance and institutions. Onwe competencies in governance.
Media.
Okay, media. Okay, Maduka Ojimadu, yes, thank you.
Yana Huriwa, Human Rights Writers Association. Biko.
All right.
All the best in Abuja. Articles of Federation. Strokes Constitution Committee.
Anyị ga-eji Emeka siri di ya.
Okay. Plenary co-chairperson. Ihe m dere ebe a bụ Her Excellency Uche Ajulu. Plenary co-chairperson.
How will I see?
Ga-esoro nọ na nnukwu oche ahụ.
Who is going to support me? Who is going to sit behind me?
Ana m abịa. Unu asigo unu emekatago nominate leader of delegation. Ọ bụrụ m rọpụtara onwe m na nke ahụ. Anyị ga na-work in unison. Mana ana m arịọ unu that ka Professor Chukwu Okolo go ahead our governance and institutions committee since unu siziri na regional boundaries na no Obasigwe na Kachi, ka Professor Chukwu Okolo nọrọzie na governance and institutions committee ya na achị ka ha na-eme coordinate with Emeka siri and with me and Kachi maka ihe anyị na-eme bụ ofu almost the same.
Okay, that recommendation is accepted. Mana kedu onye ga-anọ na communique mgbe a na-ede the resolutions of the conference before ekwo ihe anyị ekwero?
Anyị na-abịa onye isi ndidi. Secretary of delegation Okwuchi Nnadi Esquire.
Kedu onye anyị ga-eji support Ikechukwu Umegbe? He's only the one in fiscal federalism. We must not lose 1 naira to Nigeria. You have to clear all the instruction of the region. You can continue.
I am go adopt DIY Nweze. Onyana Owolabi na-eso.
Okay.
The rebirth group TRG na CRN. Ọ bụrụ na ọ wọkụrụ ọfụma and I nwere confidence na ọ ga-wọkụ ọfụma. Ama megbu ndị Igbo n'ebe ahụ.
Okay, so ya na Ikechukwu Umegbe ga-ejela anyị ozi na fiscal federalism. Okay, ngwa kwuo the next committee.
Ewe n'iwe nwaanyị ọma nne m ewe n'iwe. Ihe m na-ekwu bụ apart from ịnọ na fiscal federalism na DIY Nweze ya na Owolabi na work hand in hand ijegharị Nigeria inform the reform group na CRN. Inwere onye Igbo n'ebe ahụ is a strategic plus for us. That is what we are emphasizing about DIY Nweze. Chukwu dotere ya ebe ahụ. Anyị na-agwakwu ya ka ji n'ume na anyị nwere ntụkwasị obi ebe ọ nọ. Anyị bịa o nwere proviso ha tinyere na-adịrọ mma in these nominations. Unu ga-ekwa ntị ka m gụọ ya. Ha sị that the submission of a nomination not by itself constitute appointment until confirmation in accordance with the procedures of the assembly. In Kemeri, regions nominate each other. They will then apply procedures of the assembly to see manja ha nominatory mahana bataria ha bago ya zero ebe ahụ. That implies imposing representatives or officials on regions.
Where is Emeka Siri and DIY Nweze? We have to write and repudiate that clause immediately. If man not write the consensus, they cannot tell us who will represent us.
So here Nigeria. I got regions are nominated in the mma, ndị na-adịrọ mma n'anya ha. No ndị ha mma. N'ihi nke a, ha kpakwa n'ihe regions nominated aka. Ọ bụ ihe a ga-agwa ha na nke ahụ. Then ha chọrọ onye ọbụla emere nominate onye ọbụla ha chọrọ full name ya, region o si, designation, whether ma ọ delegate ma ọ bụ panelist ma ọ bụ ha na-abụ. Ha chọrọ professional or relevant experience. Kedu ihe onye ahụ na-arụ ma ọ bụ ihe ọ gụrụ ka a mara ihe ma nomination dị oke. Ihe a ha kwuru ọ bara uru. Ndị region may nominate bụ ndị dị ha mma, bụ ndị ga-ekwuchite okwu ha, bụ ndị ha tụkwasịrị obi. Ọ bụrụ ha ga-abịa professional or relevant experience. Then ha dekwa areas of relevant competence. Ị ga-ama competence mmadụ ma ọ bụrụ mgbe ị fụrụ ya gị na-ekwuo gị na-eme. Ha sịkwa committee or office for which nominated. Anyị ga-ekwu nke ahụ. Ọ ihe m sị ka m gwa unu, Your Excellency. Ndewo.
Thank you very much. The decision of the meeting should be that we should immediately do a letter to them, which should go out tomorrow. Nonsense. They cannot impose our representatives. It is our son. Only I choose. Even if we choose a moi seller from let the person go and represent us. Period. That is it. Please address where is Emeke Siri now? We should address such a letter accordingly.
Trying to call it.
Then, please, can we ask Dr. Jerry Chukokoro to prevail on Emeke Siri to make sure that this letter goes out tomorrow? Then, what was the next thing I suppose we choose? Offices. What do you mean by offices? Prof, what do you mean by offices?
Offices nke bụ AI to this. Ihe a m gụpụtara, anyị choose go ya. Mana meeting anyị ga-ende by God's grace by Abuja. We will see how many have come, who we are, and allocate functions. Ofu onye ama anọ na ofu ebe. Otu a nne mmụọ ga-abụ anyị chọrọ ka ọ nọ na tebụl ahụ as co-chair person. Ọ ga-enwe onye ya na ya ga-anọ just in case maọbụ onye ga na-eme assist ga na-atakwunyere ya okwu. Anyị abịa otu a enwere fiscal federalism. Anyị asị ume egbe ya na anyị nwezi ga na-alụkọ ọlụ n'ihe a na-agwarịta okwu. Anyị abịa na that certificate committee anyị nyere Chinedu Agbodike Prof. A ga-enwe onye a ga-atakwunyere ya n'ukwu gasị ya ngwa na-etinyere ya aka. Anyị ga-eme this marking onye ma agba offices a ga-eme allocate na nke anyị, because these committees ha kwutere will be replicated by us plus our own committees dịka welfare. Dịka onye ka na-enyoba anya ụdị nri ha chọrọ ịsav n'ebe ahụ anyị nọ. Dịka onye ga na-aṅa ntị maọbụ onye ma Yoruba asụ maọbụ Hausa asụ ga na-aṅa ntị ihe ha ji okwu ha wee na-ekwu. Ma onye ga na-coordinate between these committees ka adịkwa sure there is harmony n'ihe between this committee and another committee. Ma secretary bụ Okwuchi Esquire nnukwu ọrụ ọ ga-alụ maka it's not just writing down, it's making sure that the information he is collecting and with the media and so on na harmonize ha niile. And o nwere ihe dị mkpa ndị Igbo will address the press, because ọ bụrụ na anyị ji ego a na-enyetụ ha ihe. Mgbe ọ bụrụ na efu hụrụ iwa chairman ọnwụbụikwu, anyị abụọ ya kedu ihe anyị ga-eme to highlight the Igbo position. Ugochukwu Nwisi has already undertaken to do this internationally. Press is very important. Whatever idea you have, if not publicized, is nothing. So, Olani, but that is why most of the time bad ideas sell. When good ideas hide somewhere, the press dị ezigbo mkpa. Emechaa, anyị niile bụ ndị Igbo ga-anọkọ ofu and address the Nigerian press. Gwa ha ihe a ga-ekwu banyere ndị Igbo. Committee, Jerry Chukwokolo must be in that committee at the head of that communique. Committee.
Yes.
Maka ya nwa ma nitty-gritty o nwekwa ege meghara ya anya. Ọ ma ihe a na-ekwu. Eso ihe ndị ọzọ tinyere.
Nwafọ Igbo.
So ihe m na-ekwu ihe anyị na-ekwu bụ na ọ bụ onye ma bụ ọfisis a ga-emechie. A na-asịkwa onye ọbụla a sịkwana na o nwere ọfis enyere gị, onye ọbụla nwere ọfis. Ife ọbụla ga-adị mma ka emee, kwuo ya, mee ya. Na we are just sharing offices as to formalize. We are just saying to formalize function. Ọ bụrụ na o nwere onye amụbatara n'ebe ọbụla si na ị ga-abụrịrị ihe a.
Biko, daalụ, ana m ayọ enidili m onye ga-reach out to Emeka Umeagbalase. He did a study on the Igede Igbo in Benue. So far, anyị na-eme conference a. Nwere onye Benue anyị nwere ike inwete. Obasi, Prof, you will remember the one m kpọrọ from Nsukka. Ichetere ụdị mbụ ọ bara m. Si m akpọskwana again except ma ọ gị nwakpọrọ ya. I don't know whether you ever called him. We need to find out whether they have a graduate from that community. Paposi, that traditional
information.
Yes.
We are in communication with various Igbo in the various states. In Umeagbalase, that I didn't tell you, we discussed you today, and I've given him your number. I'm in almost daily communication with him. I'm a member of the International Society for Civil Liberties, which he is heading. That we can't pay my Ugochukwu and also the teacher. So,
na-ekwu maka the Igede Igbo in Benue State.
Ana m abịa. Ndị Igede, ndị Idoma, ndị Igala Melia, ma ndị niile ahụ dị iche iche, they are being pressured heavily ka emegide ha si esokwa na ndị bụ Igbo. Ọ bụ na ya eje ihe a meta ya ọfụma, ha ga-eso anyị. They are in fear. Adịghị develop obodo ha, adịghị enye ha ọkụ, adịghị enye ha ụzọ, adịghị enye ha mmiri, adịghị enye ha schools. So that they will be extinct. Igbo make onwe ha ofu well. They don't even mind evacuating their communities and come over. But ebe ahụ ha nọ, ihe m na-agwa ha, are ancestral aboriginal Igbo lands which are not going to be abandoned for any other person. So I know in contact. Onye ahụ gị na-ekwuru okwu mbọsị ahụ, Honorable Onye.
Yes.
Okwu ichetara.
Yes.
O nwe ka o si eme. Ọ chọrọ ịzọ onye ma dị in contact with this Benue through him anyị na-enweta ndị Benue. Na ụmụaka na-akpọ organization of ndị na-asụ bịa. Ha makwa nke a nna men TV. Ha ma bụ ndị na-ejechebe a nwetachere ihe a, mụ na ha nọ in contact. Mana ọ dị na onye kwuru mbọsị ahụ na-agwa gị na ọmụnwa ga-ekwuru ya okwu. Onye nọ in a state of somehow maka ọ chọrọ ịzọ ntuli aka n'Imo steeti. If under the PDP, ma jụọ ya, PDP that is getting extinct, ebe ị ga-azọwa ọ sị nọ ebe ọ ga-azọ. Ọhịa o ji wee otu a wee kwuo okwu mbọchị ahụ, msị gbaghara ya, we will reach him again, biko, inugo. Thank
we're
you.
waiting
Okay,
to.
because
Prof,
one
biko
of the mantra.
excellency na-ekwu. Excellency na-ekwu, o nwere onye igede a ga-enweta ga-support ihe anyị na-eme. That is her question.
One.
And that question is very, very okay. And unfortunately, I didn't get to know. But from now to tomorrow next, nga one igede, one or two or three of them.
Your Excellency, I
Yes.
let you here. And you get the contact. You know the
Okay, but Kachikuru no get with one. We need more hands on. No inch of territory.
That is very
Yes.
good. So,
Yes.
so all the
No
government.
inch of Igbo territory is to be considered. Not 1 inch. Onwere enwere ife ọ ga-agwa anyị maka hotels ebe anyị ga-anọ na Abuja.
Biko, Barrister Emeka is waiting to be linked. I couldn't link him. He's waiting. Barrister Emeka, don't.
It is his WhatsApp. Emeka.
Hey, Your Excellency, Abatagum, Amarum, here mege came from 9 o'clock. I'm not trying to enter until now.
Emeka, ọ bụrụ na o nwere enyi nwaanyị na-distract gị, ịgwa m ka m tukpu ya lụ. Ọ dị unacceptable. It is pivotal to the meeting.
Emeka for a bishop, so don't distract a bishop.
Obu network, Wi-Fi, all network problem.
Okay, how do we brief you? Because Prof will have to run the committees by you. Okuchi, are you here? Can you run the committees quickly by Emeka so that he's up to speed with what we said? Okuchi. Okuchi.
I am here. No, I can do that right away.
Okay.
Please do that now. Everybody is keeping quiet. Run the committees again. We said
Okay,
regional boundary committee, Obasige and yes, go ahead.
The regional boundary committee is by Basigwe and Dr. Kach. Then physical federalism is Aike Ume and D.Y. Mweze. Then that of security will be taken by Professor Chinedu Abodike. Are you there?
That's good. Yes,
then governance and institution will be taken by Dr. Vincent Achi and Professor Kulu. The media committee will be by Madoka Ujimato and Harawa, 6 people. Then we talk of article of federation. Then they said you should head that committee.
Okay.
No, that's not how you report it. You reported that Dr. Meke is headed. What do you mean by you should head that committee?
No, he should be in charge of the committee for articles of federation and constitution.
You're making a formal report. What do you mean you should head that committee?
Oh, okay. Okay, the plenary committee will be taken by Ambassador herself. The leader of the delegation will be Professor Basigwe. Then we talk about the secretary will be myself. Then that's where we are before you join.
Now, DIY is our trusted person in the CRN and the reform group. 2 of them, DIY
fiscal federalism and executive liaison. Executive liaison between the convener and TRG and the rebate group and executive liaison and fiscal federalism.
Okay.
Wait. Emeka, o wepụrụ ka ị ga-ede because the caveat ha nyere adịrị anyị mma that that the nominations are subject to their own review, sort of. Emeka ka Okwuchi Square back here.
No, read it out. Let him get our
read it out. Number 6.
Yes.
That quote, I'm quoting.
Okay.
Submission of a nomination, not by itself constitute appointment.
We don't accept that. No, we don't accept that. If we
wait, Erubem Nisi, quote,
okay.
Submission of a nomination, not by itself constitute appointment. End of quote. Until quote, confirmation in accordance with the procedures of the assembly, unquote. So the entire class, caveat, procedures of the assembly. We don't know the meaning of procedures of the assembly.
Once we have nominated,
are subject to their approval. No, we refuse it.
We don't accept any further. No. Once we have appointed somebody, we have confirmed somebody. That is when you kind of we don't need another person to confirm us.
Yes, that's it.
Please,
Please, we need a letter to go out tomorrow to reject that clause.
Yes, I'll send the letter.
Yes.
Have you sent the letter to Chidinma Wajumogu, the Princess of Uboma, for forwarding to Mike and?
Yes, it was done yesterday.
Okay, very good. Okay. All right, please. Anything on hotel? Professor Abodike, hotel. The gentleman that was supposed to call me has not called.
So, everybody can arrive. Where shall we arrive at? Can everybody arrive? Maybe Abuja.
Hello. Excellence, ekele m unu niile ụmụnne m aha m nwa bụ Maazị Chinagbo from Arondizog.
Very good.
Mụ na ambassador kwuru yesterday, and I spoke to Professor Abodik as well. I can contribute to in respect of the hotel, accommodation, transportation, and the place to converge. Mo have been in Abuja here for so many years, and concern ambassador and Professor Abodik Nwurebo natural hotel only buying due to security, and as well as something that will be reasonable or affordable, as the case may be. And on the strength of that, I spoke to 2 people. Mother Boa, for now, they want so many. They want a hotel, and they buy. Madam, I've been in and Excellency Ambassador, security. I check with hotel in the outskirts, but in there the Wuse 2 here. My house is in Wuse 2 here, and as well as my office in Wuse 2. And I bought Dennis Hotel. Dennis Hotel, I have only buying when only here like here. And the man working money number for over 25 years. I have one me this evening. I don't know who say to here or who say in particular. I know you could hear my tama or Asokoro. Who say here hotel no 100,000 naira and above a night. Or the open. When you came here. Then go and actually hotel mother boy share 1 room. And as well as when breakfast. So the man points them to his manager. The manager went that Nahian Wariki made for that one was 70,000, which I later went back to the owner of the hotel. Nahian was 65,000. and nothing less than that. How could a shuttle bus? Then another one about Villa Park. Villa Park actually met town as such. The Villa Park, there are 100,000 naira for 2 people, and the breakfast had as rich as that of Dennis Hotel in Wuse too. So now permit them more than very close to my house here. Hotel less than Kambana Hoku say 60,000-70,000 naira. And the whole standard hotel is just more like some of these houses are now converted from house to hotel of about maybe say 10-15 rooms. But Dennis Hotel is a big hotel, and then with security and everything. So friend or friends within Abuja here, we can work together as to actualize this demand. I went to this information just day before yesterday. I came with information, and I am on top of it. Hereby now, this amamo man kuku, region and the buy. So here Chekotandi, we bring England for so many years before I came back to Nigeria. So Okwana Kadamese by so Professor Goram Makadis, Nemo number highest ambassador for so many years. So I am so happy and delighted to be in this platform. I might continue to check it, but when we get that okay, just day before it's day can worry about it, then make a move today. So that is my account for now. Thank you very much.
May suggest so it's equal in that your list. Hotels like First 40 Hotel or Hotel Onibo. And some other hotels Wuse. First 40 Marama. Dennis, Dennis, who my own friend, okay, is good, but First 40 is centrally located, and I'm sure the rates are much lower than the one you've just called. We'll probably be able to speak to the family and see what they can do.
First 40,
I know.
First 40, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, my brother. First 40 is just about walking distance from my office.
Okay, it's very good. I just left there. Please, First 40 is good. I can talk to Emeka and then you tell him that you're coming there and they will see what they can do for us. Apart from First 40, there's another hotel that's owned by Anida person. There's a hotel owned by Anida top person. It's on Libreville. At the beginning of Libreville, you know it on the left. I'm sure you know where I'm talking of. Very close to Mama Cass. I think tomorrow I'm out, and let's see the other people who can talk to.
Kachudo did go.
On them to shake on
I'm going to catch you as well. Oh, bomb cable.
I will tell in so Uzorum Maga Ubrabo, catch you with you. So I got a cake with the people here.
So I don't know.
Dr. Kacho on
Ndoke have been balkanized the same way that the Baggy have been balkanized. The Baggies are put into about 5-6 states. Ndoke have been put into up to 4 states. Ndoke are there in Azumini, in Aba. Ndoke are there in Afam, in Rivers. Ndoke are there in Obibo. Ndoke are there also in Wakem, in Akwa Ibom State. Ndoke are just scattered everywhere. And it's not very good. So we have to also make a case for them because I'm aware this one the disturbance. This one I gave everywhere now with the indigenous communities. The same problem. Worry name everywhere. But it's an issue that we must add our voices to. The Baggies are split into Kaduna, Abuja, Nasarawa. They are there in Hangwe Mina, Hangwe Suleja, Hangwe Zaria, Hangwe Kaduna, Hangwe Pandogali, Hangwe Briningwari, Hangwe Alawa. So they just scatter them everywhere, the same way they treated in Ndoke. We should not forget that. The Ndoke people have suffered.
Yes.
So we should speak for the baggies and the Ndokis.
No,
And
no,
when
no. I'm
they
just
see
giving
you,
an example. The
I
Baggies,
agree.
once we compared it to the Baggy, people will understand what we're saying. The Baggies
Yes.
are
Exactly.
the single largest Christian group in the north. They are majorly
Yes.
members of the Equa Church, which takes from the
Wonderful.
SIM, the Sudanese Interior Mission.
Okay. Wonderful.
Please, this is a very strategic point. I would request
Yes.
that it be made at the conference.
Your Excellency, because sorry, Your Excellency, anyway, even though catch were working in encyclopedia, I will not my own advice or here was surrounded Wagi and all that. Let us not get involved into other people. It's even though it might look genuine. When we drag in, we'll drag more trouble for ourselves. Let us like Otoku
No, no, just an example. Just an example for the country to understand the clarity of what we're trying to state. It has happened now. You know, it's not the best.
Yeah, Wagi are the same people in Nigeria. So they will be expecting you to drag people, they will now hold you on. So let us, for me, my own advice, let us restrict Kai Wokundokia, Kun how they will dear. Don't because if you were Batandi Wagi, that you will definitely get a backlash. People will
No, an example, Konya. Our example, Konya.
I'm only speaking it so that you people understand what I'm trying to say. Okay?
Yes.
The Baggy are the single largest Christian community in Nigeria. I mean, in the north. Apart from the TV, who belong to the Catholic Church and the NKSC, which stands for Nengu Christi, Al Sudan, Hentif. But the Baggy are, while the TV are in about 2-3 states, the Baggy are spread across about 5 states. So I'm just giving you an example of what the Ndoke people suffer. Ndoke no Bibo, Ndoke in Afam, Ndoke in Wakem, Ndoke in Abia, Ndoke everywhere. There's so many.
No. It's a very good example and it's a very cogent point. I accept it.
A very good point. A very good point. I got Rahine.
Good.
Because I have a problem. Who is going to be my eyes? Who is going to support the co-chair? I'm not quarreling about the intellect, but I need somebody with clear vision to sit with me, who will tell me who is approaching me and who is talking to me and whom I should be pointing at. That's why I said I'm not averse to serving as co-chair. I had severally served as co-chair in many international fora in my younger years, but now Agadi Abiwago, so I will need an assistant. So the meeting should give me an assistant.
Your princess is there already. Princess should do that. Engineer Ikechukwu Ume.
No, Engineer Ume is in fiscal federalism. You cannot say him. There's a lady that says she can assist me. Which lady was that? Who was
It's me,
talking now?
mommy. It's Martina.
Okay. Martina. Okay.
Yeah, Martina. Yes,
Martina will assist the chair. Martina, what is your name?
I am Ugoke Martina JP, Honorable Notice.
All right. Okay,
Yes,
Martina Ugoke will assist the chair. Where is Emmanuel Ugoke? He has not been coming to meetings.
What am I meeting them is gone no more. I'm meeting
Where are you?
Please.
If you are here, you are hereby nominated to join Professor Abodike in the Security Committee.
All right, no problem.
Thank you. Professor Abodike, take notes. Abodike and Ugoke, Security. Okuchin Nadi, please take notes and update your documents accordingly. What else are we missing? Hotel. Chinatugo, what did he say we should do? Chinabogo.
Yeah, Chinabogo. Yes, I gave my report and then I agreed with one name Obum Kachi. I will go to First 40 tomorrow and other places to make more comparison.
Okay. I will be at the Johannes Secretariat tomorrow morning by 11. I am going to be receiving calls from everybody. When you call in, you will tell me how you want to come to Abuja and we will give you your money. The money in the purse is 2 million naira. When we disburse up to 1.2 million, we will keep 800,000 for Abuja logistics. So that is the situation. So please, everybody, you should call me tomorrow morning. Don't wait for me to call you. You say that I didn't call you, I didn't give you money. Please.
Mama, I can hear
I will work with you tomorrow on that. Kesiri is very good. He has promised to fund himself. Ambassador Julokeke has promised to fund herself. Who has promised? Kachion and Uju promised to fund himself. Who else promised to fund themselves? Who else is funding? All right. Okuchi, please be on standby to call the coach here to advise her on how we can remit monies tomorrow morning. I will be at the Johannes Secretariat at 10, at 11 tomorrow. My fault. Okay. Next issue. If we don't have the next issue, we can adjourn the meeting till tomorrow.
Yes, I submitted logo designs and a video from. I need the need to make a decision on those, so that
the video can be put on our handle. I like the video. It was saying that before the white man came, we were indigenous sovereign people. They had their Cephalus Igbo kingdoms, they had the Yoruba monarchies, they had the TV cultures and kingdoms, but we were sovereign kingdoms before the coming of the white man came. And remember that some of these Igbo kingdoms, like the Aros, the Galas, the Jaws, some of the Igbo chiefs, signed treaties with the British. So we were sovereign in our own right. So please, that video should go up. That video should go.
Excuse me on the video. Where for other kingdoms, we should not be publicizing them. Just publicize the Igbo. Only dwell on the Igbo. Just folk and Igbo sinachi onwe ha. Rapukele ndị ọzọ ahụ, ije na nke ha, they will not mention the Igbo man. Kind of smart in here. So ndị ọzọ ahụ, wepụ ya. Thank you. All going to Maka. Then you have to bridge you. Only high neck.
Wait, let me address that. You are hereby directed to make it Igbo specific. Make the video specific.
Igbo, that's all. Anyakube Hotel, I get a meeting in Abuja in Marakwa. There winning.
Yeah, I've been at the hotel after tomorrow.
Yeah, we will go to First 40. First 40 Marama is centralized,
yes.
It is cheaper, and we'll be able to have meeting place there every time.
First 40 is very close to Aqua walking distance to Dennis Hotel.
That's exactly why it is good. It is centralized. All the cheap.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the cost. I'm looking at cost and the fact that it is centralized. It's easier to take vehicle from there to any part of Abuja.
Exactly.
You can also cross Barab taxi, but anything. It's not a restriction area like it by Hilton. You go charge you billion. You won't have motor. First of all, they put no police is motor. When you even one thing I
no problem. I'll go just tomorrow. Whatever to tomorrow. I'll let you know.
Address address first for
Everybody knows it. It is there at the Banex Junction, at that particular roundabout. Onye ọbụla ma o nwere petrol station. Ndị Igbo na-ekwa n'ebe ahụ.
Dr. Kachi Oburo address ọ bụ anyị ekwerikọtago na ọ ga-abụ na first 40.
Let us go there and check the cost first. After tomorrow.
One more thing. Because one more thing. Prof, I'm welcome to set up a media and strategy team. So because when you're knowledge of media, IT, and stuff like that, please connect me. I'll publish a platform for that so that through that it will give community our work and telling our story. That media is very, very important. So when you're knowledge, like Stankichi, Awe contacted me on the IT experience. So we're putting up a website for the forum, for our position, in addition to the social media handles. We go social media handle already. Yeah.
Tony.
Yes, sir.
You have a media man. I brought Madoka in. So liaise with him. I'll get him to call you.
Because
he runs a media house on Abuja. Yes. He's in this meeting. He's in this meeting.
Okay, yeah. Connect with me, Vico. And then other Igbo bloggers, Igbo media people, just connect them with me so that we'll form a team, a formidable team that will carry our story. Like the Prof said, it is you tell your story, others are going to tell your story. So that media is as powerful, as important as the delegates are in a Sunday. Even on this kind of provision, I select a child, have ever qualified. And whether qualified or not, that's a lot of BS. So that's Nigeria. So we've got to be ahead of them by having them distribute our message, not just to Nigeria, but to United States, Russia, and European Union. We've got to get ahead of them. That media is very, very important. They would.
Any other comments? Unless anybody has any other thing to say.
Okay. But when the other person when you okay, in the absence of every other thing, can go for ana mekele Chineke nke dị n'eluigwe. Onye mere ka anyị niile gbapụta na mgbede a. Anyị akọọla anyị ekwekarịtara mana asị ndị nna nna anyị ndị nne nna anyị ha unu mepere anyị ụzọ na ihe anyị na-agakwa na Abuja awụhụ anyị naghị aga ịlụ ọgụ anyị na-aga ịdọta oke ruru ndị Igbo anyị ga-aga n'udo anyị ga-alọta n'udo okporo ụzọ ga-erubere anyị ntị okwu anyị ihe na ihe ọla anyị kwuru na Abuja ntị ga-anụ ya ọ ga-aba n'obi ala Igbo ga-adị mma generation Igbo ga-adị mma ise
a functional printer. I will bring a printer so that when you want a laptop, we can hook up and print immediately and go and submit. So when you turn on laptop, more engage printer.
Okay, man, Chiedu fan of BVI.
Into BC?
I'm a fan on media. No, about a
but also no more. I 1 year one. 1
year one. But Mbagi Bubezia Coca.
After the meeting, Tony meeting will liaise with him. He might highly about the garden for the meeting.
Okay.
Connect here with me, send his contacts.
BVI Sunrise TV. Sunrise TV.
Connect him.
I don't know. Daalụnụ. Ife Igbo na-asọ m. Ụmụnne m ọmalịcha mmadụ gasị. Kachifonu.
Ọ dị mma.
Oh, thank you, ma. Good night, ma.
Ọ dị mma.
Good night, ma.
Onye ọbụla jisie ike. Ọ dị mma.